and welcome back to another edition of Fantasy Stockball with New Level Investment Management LLC. Week 10, and again, just to recap to all new listeners, we're going defensive this year. So we're going to compare defenses with a particular stock. Usually in our old format, we would go offense, a quarterback, running back, and receiver, and match those three positions up with three stock tips. But because we feel that the markets are, kind of at a peak, if you will, getting a little bit expensive, we're going to go defense versus our stock picks, just to kind of get you in a more defensive mind for your portfolio. So anyway, we're going to go for Week 10, Saints versus the Falcons. So the Saints defense going up against the Falcons offense. And yeah, I know it's a division game, so division games can get a little funny. But with the Falcons playing so badly this year, I'm not even sure if Matt Ryan's playing, but it doesn't really matter if he plays or not. That offense is abysmal, and the Saints defense has really picked it up this year, and they look really well. Been playing really good. So we're going to go with the Saints defense, and we're going to match the Saints defense up with Bank of America, or BAC, that's their stock symbol. And of course, Bank of America is one of the largest banks in the world. You really can't go wrong from a scale standpoint. They're everywhere. There are branches everywhere. I think they're the second highest, the second most used bank as far as consumer deposits are concerned. Maybe number one right now. And then you have the Warren Buffett effect, where he's converted a lot of his preferred stock or preferred shares in the company over to common stock. So we like that. And from a valuation standpoint, this company is still relatively cheap from a price earning ratio standpoint, trading around 12 times. That's trailing. Forward, it's probably around 13, somewhere in there. Still cheap relative to the market. And then while you wait for the stock to appreciate, you get a dividend yield, and that's what we want. We want companies that pay you that dividend yield. Bank of America's dividend yield is currently a little over 2.25. So you get a nice little dividend yield while you wait for the stock to appreciate. And then lastly, rates are at historic lows. They could go lower. They could go to zero and negative like the rest of the world is, but the trend is probably going to be more to moving higher, slightly slower, but they will get higher, and that's going to help with the net interest margins there, which all banks kind of, that's kind of their measuring stick. So that will increase, and we just like the banks, they're finding all new ways to add fees. If before they used to have money orders and those were free, now it's strictly just cashier checks, and it's $10 per cashier check. So they're going to find ways to kind of nickel and dime consumers. It's not a good thing, but if you're a stockholder and a shareholder, then that's going to hit bottom line. That's going to go straight to revenues and drive the stock price up. So that's what we have for you this week. New Level Investment Management LLC.